Welcome to Housebound, a podcast we made because we needed company. In it, we talk about things that are on our minds. And today, we're talking about, I'm going to do that again, because I got weird looks from that emphasis. I was trying to do something different. Shake it up a little bit.
It's fine. You
Okay,
can do
all right. Take two. Beep, beep.
This is Housebound. I'm Chris,
I'm Holly.
I'm Ashlyn.
I'm Greg.
and you're invited.
Welcome to Housebound, a podcast we made because we needed company. In it, we talk about things that are on our mind. And today we are talking about Facebook.
Oh.
Interesting.
I hate talking about Facebook. I don't like social media.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Chris is going to sit out this conversation.
Isn't like part of your job
Yeah, it's-
social media?
No, but
It is. Sometimes you take over Instagram or something.
It's just entirely bonkers if you need me to.
I have taken over the Instagram.
It's ludicrous to think that I would not enjoy social
It is now Christagram.
Christagram. Oh boy.
Surprisingly, I don't spend much time on Instagram. Anyways, back to you, Greg.
Anyways, so would somebody like to explain just a brief 1-sentence, 2-sentence definition of what Facebook is?
Depression.
That's a one-word definition. Anything longer than a word?
It is a social media platform which profits off of people sharing really poor quality videos.
I think it profits off of people sharing their information unknowingly.
And
Actually.
also that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll be diving into that.
it's-
Anybody have like a serious, like,
Yeah.
like 1-sentence, 2-sentence definition?
I don't know if it'll be one sentence.
Okay.
The concise version of how I can describe it is that in its infancy, and I think what its intention
And it's
is
innocence.
still as part of the metaverse or whatever, as part of Meta, is the company that now
We're
owns.
getting ahead of ourselves,
Yeah,
but
I think
Trying to get,
what
like,
the
a quick
intention,
simple.
what the intention of that original what is Facebook was supposed to be when it was created was like what social media is by definition, which is an online service to connect people. And that's what it is. You post photos or status updates or videos, high or low quality, and you have your friends on it and maybe acquaintances, and you comment and react to each other's postings and kind of engage in life together that way. But, you know, as is the nature of the internet, it becomes much bigger than itself and takes on different forms. And so now it's its whole own monster.
Yep.
So,
That's good.
yeah, which doesn't make it sound much different than most other forms of social media.
Similar.
Like if you think of Twitter or you think of Instagram, then
Mhm.
it's just kind of all. It's like, well, why do we have all these different versions of the same thing? Is what it kind of feels like. But
Well, they're not all the same.
They have their
no, they're not
nuances.
identical. But
Yeah.
but they do feel very similar. It would be,
And they might have different audiences and everything, which, yeah.
Facebook, where you learn to play Farmville.
Mm-hmm.
that was a thing.
Yeah, this is going to be a trip down memory lane.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So, speaking of trip down memory lane, what is your first memory of Facebook?
Oh, I remember. I went over to a friend's house and she was showing me her Facebook account and like picture very, very old
Mm-hmm.
early adopter Facebook.
Mhm.
And I remember that on her page you can have different like almost like widgets or whatever on the side of your profile page.
Okay.
And one of them was something that was like you could like have map your friends where it would see like all the connections of like, which
Yes.
friends were friends with which other friends.
Like the little circles with the lines and how they all related to each
yeah,
other.
and another one of her widgets, I don't remember how it worked because I wasn't actually on Facebook at this time, but she had some sort of like ranked friends list on the one side. I'm not sure if it was like friends you interact with the
Best
most
friends.
or yeah.
It's the ones that you chose them.
Okay, yeah, it was something like that. And I
Wow.
just remember thinking
Yeah.
like, oh, this is going to go bad.
Yeah.
Like real fast. I had a terrible memory in elementary school where I was very young. Would not do this again. Amongst my elementary school friend group, we all decided to write down who is our favorite.
Oh my
And
goodness.
that destroyed multiple friendships
Yeah, no
in the
kidding.
group because
You
somebody
at least
put
need,
you
like,
as their
top
favorite,
5 or
but
something. But
you didn't put them as your favorite,
Yeah.
and it was a terrible decision.
Yes.
And it was a great learning experience. So I just remember seeing that on Facebook, this like top 10 or whatever it was, and thinking like, I am not doing this thing. Absolutely not.
Not even signing up. You
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. And so I did not sign up
Interesting.
for many years.
I got Facebook. I don't remember the first time, but it
Mhm.
was sometime in high school.
Mhm.
I think.
Mhm.
When did Facebook start?
That'll be a question for later.
No, it's
Yeah.
a question now. I don't remember.
Well, okay.
who
who
has
has,
the-
who
who
has
has
the
the
answer?
answer?
Yeah. What year do you think Facebook became public?
Became public?
Yeah.
Became public.
I don't know about became public, but became popular. Like, I feel like it became popular in 2005.
YouTube was 2004, 2005, if I recall, somewhere around there.
All right, I'll
So
give you a hint. It
Facebook, I
can't have
think,
been
was-
2005.
I was going to say
Why?
Facebook was.
It wasn't public then.
Yeah,
It wasn't public.
No,
Public.
it was just
So
in.
two-
It's still
2007?
in the school,
I mean, it
right?
could have potentially been 2005. Like, I was overseas.
I want to say 2011, but I think that's when I
but-
joined.
Yeah.
So,
I
so
thought
2000.
I had,
I'm going to say 2010.
I thought I had Facebook in high school. I graduated in 2007.
I'm pretty sure you did.
Have
I did-
Facebook
I
in
did
high
have
school.
Did have
Facebook?
Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2006.
Yeah.
Okay.
2004, 2005,
Yeah.
2007, 2006, 2006.
let's just-
first,
yeah.
first try.
Okay.
When you reset the game every time
Yeah.
you get the wrong answer.
Yeah.
So it's September 26,
I just lost the
2006 was when
Oh.
it became public for anybody under the or over the age, not under,
Uh-huh.
over the age of 13.
Okay,
Because before then it was available to certain universities, high schools, and then before that just
Right.
the one university.
Because it
So-
started at that one
Started at
university.
Harvard.
Yeah.
so
Where he stole it from the dudes.
from the dudes.
I watched that movie.
Yep.
We own
The
that
Social
movie.
Network.
Do we?
Yep.
It's good.
It
We
is
should
actually
watch
a
it
really
again.
well
Hard to
done
see on our
movie. I
bookshelf
watched
because
it
it's
with
with a black
Ashley
case.
recently.
But
Have you seen it?
Oh, yes, I have seen it.
I think Greg and I were talking at the same time, and Ashton was just like,
Yep.
That is correct.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, 2006. So what was your first memory?
I don't know about my first memory, but all of the like early memories that Facebook shows me now, if I ever go on it, are like really super cringy status updates because
Oh, yeah.
I felt like everyone needed to know that I was sad today or that I
Yeah.
had a revelation,
Yeah.
and
Or
that was everybody.
They're
when
bad.
starting Facebook.
they're so bad.
Yeah.
And so when older folks start Facebook
Oh,
nowadays,
man.
Also bad.
well,
Yeah.
they
They've
post the same
adopted
thing.
some of the same stuff. Yeah.
Well, they
Well,
started,
they are
it's-
just
they're
a
the-
stream of consciousness on
Yeah.
Facebook. Let's be real.
But also that's kind of how we were when we started,
yeah.
and so they're
Except
just doing
we're-
the exact same thing.
Yeah, but we weren't 50. We were 13.
I mean, I don't know if
Some
it matters.
Some kids were 11 lying about being 13.
but it was
they tried to crack
it
down
was
on that.
it's
but
like the
Yeah.
same. It's the same experience. Like for them, it was new, just like it was new for us.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have older people nowadays that are first getting into it and they're not really sure, I think what they're doing is they're treating it much more like how it was intended to be than we
Probably,
do
yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I
Where
still
it's like, tell me about what you're doing today, and then everybody
Yeah.
around you on Facebook cares about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I have early memories of when it would prompt you, so it was always like Christopher is ...
Yeah.
and then you fill in the rest. But it took me a long time to figure out that that it wouldn't show Christopher is when it posted the status updates.
Oh, that
So-
was just trendy to start everything with is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Christopher is, and then my posts would be hanging out with friends or something like that. And then I would look at it like years later during my like memories that it gives you every day, and I was just like, why didn't I put a complete sentence there? And then I remembered that it's because it
Just
was
judging
Well, it
yourself.
was prompting you with
Yeah.
a part
Reading
of
a
a
book.
sentence, and so I
Yeah.
thought that it was giving you, it would give you the full sentence, but it never did.
Yeah.
So I remember that. I also remember, I think they changed it at one point to be like, "How are you feeling?" or "What are you doing?" or something like that. Just little prompts to
Just
get
little
people
things,
to
yeah.
to submit posts, but I remember also when it went from photos being exclusively the media that you could attach to then videos. I remember when videos first became a thing, because then they had all kinds of issues with what kind of videos were being posted. And if anybody out there listening came across the early days of the videos on Facebook when there was that spam video of somebody getting their head cut off in a Middle Eastern country or something like that, and it's like it never could get flagged fast enough, and I definitely saw it once and was like, that was fake, right? And it for sure wasn't a fake video, but like I've since like blocked it out of my mind. Like I'm not like losing sleep over it. It was just a very shocking thing for like 16-year-old me to see, but
For anyone to see.
yeah, I definitely joined Facebook later than maybe a year or two than most of my friends. I think I was in grade 9 or 10 when I joined. So that would have been 2000 and... when did you say that it started? Public?
2006 was
Okay,
when
so then it was like
public.
2007 or 2008 when I started. So I think maybe grade 11. Because I remember being at a friend's house and him being like, do you have Facebook? And me going, no, I've never thought I needed it. And he was like, well, it's kind of fun to like connect with people on it. And this was a guy that I trusted. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, he's not stupid. Like he obviously has used it before and like knows what the dangers are or aren't. And that was before I kind of understood how the internet really worked as a whole. But
You also didn't have a computer at home.
yeah, we
So
had a
you would've
computer,
had
but
to-
no internet. And
You
so
would have had to check it at the library.
checked it at the library or at the school library. So
That's lame.
so then that's when so it would have been like 2008 or so when I first got started.
Gotcha.
And I was trying, as you were talking earlier, to find that first post because there's ways that you can find it. Like you can like hack the app to like search for it, but I couldn't do it fast enough. I would need some time to find it, but it was probably pretty cringy. It was probably like, is finally on Facebook or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
I wonder what the percentage of that is.
Yeah. Same sort of,
Yeah.
same sort of kind of post. Yeah, I know that for myself, so it would have launched when I was in North Africa to the public. And then at some point, I don't remember which year it was, but I'm assuming it would have been like late 2006, 2007, somewhere in there. It was at the point where it became popular for sure that we were a part of like a speed swimming team, and somebody there was like, hey, are you on Facebook or whatever? And I was like, nope, what's that? So, cause like I had no, like I knew about like my msnlive.com email.
Yes.
That was about it in terms of like my
MSN.
knowledge of any kind of like chat or any kind of like engagement online. And so, but I think that night or sometime that week, I signed up for Facebook and then was able to slowly add people and friends and stuff like that. So, but it was definitely more of a, I remember distinctly the weird feature of poking your friends.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
That's weird.
People would do that when they didn't really want to talk to people, but just wanted to be
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm on here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember doing that.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Super weird.
But I definitely remember that.
Was that
And-
a thing that kind of was taken? I didn't have MSN Messenger because we didn't have internet or really a computer before I was out of high school. But I remember being at friends' houses in like grade 7, 8, 9, and they had MSN, and I saw, like, I understand the memes of like getting home and updating your MSN status to be like, don't pretend that you love me, sad face emoji, heartbroken emoji, or something, or like being all like emo about it and stuff like that. But is that like a thing? I felt like there was a thing where you could like bump.
Yeah.
Was that a
so
thing where you
when
could,
you
like,
were on
rumble
MSN
or
chat and you were
something like
chatting
that?
with somebody and they hadn't answered for a while, you
Yeah.
could make the
Box
windows
jiggle or something?
shake
Oh,
Yeah.
so that you could remind them, hey, I'm waiting
Hey.
for you. Without being like, hey, I'm waiting for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so our generation's kind of provocation to needing things instantaneously, like instantaneous results, starts from before that kind of like social media that we think of. It's like it was around from MSN even.
I mean,
That like
MSN
I can't.
wasn't around that long before Facebook. I can't imagine.
I just remember when I was younger, writing letters, like physical letters to
What?
people.
Go
Like,
home.
No,
Did
no,
you
but-
send them by pigeon?
No.
I did. No, I just kidding.
What?
No.
Might have been faster and
Yeah.
cheaper than Canada Post, but no. But I remember like writing letters or phoning a friend's house and being like, "Hey, is so and so there? Can they hang out this afternoon?"
I
Like, in
definitely
high school, I
phoned
did
people.
that.
Mhm.
In high school, I did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" And
I don't think I did that after junior high though.
now there's
Because
like
we had
no
phones, flip
there's like no
phones that you could
waiting in
text.
between. I just feel like you just like text the person directly.
and
if-
then you wait.
And then if they don't respond immediately, then people get all kind of like fidgety. Like people tell me, they're like, "Oh, I don't text people at night." I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "Because I don't want them to feel like they have to respond." And it's like, if they've got their phone ringer so loud that they wake up to a text in the middle of the
It's
night,
their fault.
that's on them.
Yeah.
And then even still, they don't have to reply to you. And if you have an emergency, please phone somebody. Don't text them. Like so like I feel like, yeah. Anyways, so that's just like a stream of consciousness of how this realization that the instantaneous
Yeah.
gratification thing starts from even earlier than I thought that it did.
Yeah.
Um,
Because it would, I don't know, it doesn't still do that where, like, if you get a new message, there was like a little red number, right? That would tell you how many
How many
Unreads.
notifications?
unreads that you
Mhm.
have.
It still does
and
some version of that.
does some kind of thing.
Only if you go into the app though.
Well, I have notifications on, and so it like pops down at the top of the screen on my phone.
I have it all shut off.
And then
yeah,
if you-
I also.
And now they have that separate app
Mostly.
for messaging, so I don't even have to go into the Facebook app to read
I
the
almost
messages.
never
So
go into the Facebook app.
Yeah.
it's compartmentalized
Yeah.
a lot. So.
But like your wall was definitely a more like
yeah.
prominent feature of like people posting on your wall and
like you personalizing it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was more like
Yeah.
your wall was the landing page, as opposed to what now is the landing page is
Is
like
the-
the
the
news
main
feed.
feed.
Yeah.
The news feed.
Yeah.
And you used to be able to get to the bottom of the news feed
Yeah.
and stop scrolling
Now
because
it's
there were no new
infinite
updates,
scroll.
and now it's just infinite.
Well, that's because the infinite scroll had to be invented.
By Twitter.
That's not actually that old. The infinite scroll.
I'm not saying it's that old.
It's
I'm
like
just saying like
quite
now
quite a
they're-
new
they try to
It was
keep
invented
you,
by the guy who
they
did
try
Twitter.
to they try to keep
He
you on it.
regrets it, which
Yeah,
is really
Because
interesting.
you try to keep you. They try to keep your engagement for as long as possible.
Mhm. Yeah, he regrets it a lot actually.
But yeah, like definitely your wall was kind of a major feature. And then I know when they did the update of like having not just like your profile photo, but then like the background
The
photo was a
banner.
big.
Oh yeah,
Was
the
a
cover
big-
the cover photo.
Some people
yeah.
hated it, and other people were like, "Oh, that's cool." And yeah,
Well, what I remember most about Facebook as like when I was on it all the time was every single time there was an update, there would be an uproar. Oh,
Yeah.
everything's different. How am I going
How
to
am I
find
I
my
remember
pictures?
that.
How am I going to
Yep.
find
Mhm.
this? And I'm like, come
Yep.
on, guys. Like, it's all still there. You just have to go find a different spot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so annoying. Well, it can't stay the same forever.
Mhm.
Ah.
yeah.
It was always just like
Some
such
of the
a big deal.
Some of the updates did seem a little bit ridiculous. Like they would move things around on the page as opposed to just like reformatting the way that they showed up. Like rather than making the boxes a little bit smaller or something like that, they would move things up and down on the page, and
I
then
mean,
people are
you
like, "Well, I
can still
can't."
find it.
Yeah, but people are used to be able to finding it quick.
Cry me a river.
Yeah. The birthday messages was definitely like a big thing, and still is.
Still is, yeah.
But what's changed though is that I think it used to be you had to like literally go to the person's wall or whatever, wish them a
Mm-hmm.
happy birthday. Now it like a notification will pop up and you can write your little message in there
Yeah.
and send. You don't even have to like visit their page or anything.
Yeah.
So it's very I don't know. It's a little. It's
Less-
interesting.
less personal.
Informal.
I think what taught me that Facebook the birthday messages weren't personal was when I feel like it was done to me. Maybe it was done to somebody else, but somebody changed my birthday. That you-
I don't think I
Oh.
ever changed your
somebody
birthday.
changed my birthday, I think, or maybe it was Joel's
and
birthday
you
or
just got
something.
it.
I know
and then a
that-
bunch of people wished happy birthday, right? But
Yeah.
it's like
We
I
did that once
mean-
to Joel when we were in Power to Change.
That must
yeah.
have been it.
I think
funny.
it was. I have an idea of who, but I'm not totally sure. From Power to Change changed Joel's birthday to
that
that
must have
day.
been what it was.
Oh, yeah.
Gun to my head, I could not tell you Ashlyn's birthday right now. Happy birthday,
Oh,
by the way.
Thank you.
I
that's
want
the
to say
thing is-
August.
Yep.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
good. You're right.
17th.
No.
I
Dang
think
it.
it's August 1st.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I only know that because
done.
I tried real hard last year.
But yeah, I think a lot of people rely on Facebook to tell them
Oh,
when
yeah.
people's
But
birthday
like,
is.
Or like the calendar on my
memorizing
phone.
people's birthdays
But it
is
used-
such a useless piece of information.
well, yeah, kind of. But it used to be the case though that you would memorize people's birthday. That's
For
how
sure.
you remembered it.
Yeah.
And then like I think it did give more meaning to when somebody remembered to wish you a happy birthday.
Yeah, well, I definitely feel that there's more meaning when people text me happy
I was
birthday.
just about to
Yeah.
say that.
than,
I text
than all the
or
ones
even
that are on
even if they
Facebook.
got the notification from
Yeah.
Facebook, it just seems more
Mhm.
personal for some reason.
But I also would feel sad if I went to Facebook on my birthday and there was no happy wishes. So like,
Mhm.
I don't know, it means something still.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah.
That is sad.
I have it every year because
But
I
it's
think I turned
like
off
a-
my birthday.
You turned off your
Yeah,
birthday.
It's like a subconscious thing
Oh.
that
So
that like you don't need the approval of others, but you still do.
it is nice
this
though
like-
to
It's
have
just nice
people.
to know.
And it's nice to see who's like willing to like write a little something or
Yeah.
whatever, right? So
Yeah.
totally. All right. Well, let's dive into a little bit of the history of Facebook. We did a bit of that in terms of when it launched to the public in 2006. But before then, it was a Harvard project in 2004. And
as portrayed in the movie.
as portrayed in the
Social
movie,
Network.
The Social Network, which I
Starring
think,
Jesse
I think
Eisenberg.
that's how a
and
lot of people know
Andrew
about the
Garfield.
history. But even then, I think even after you watched it, I'm pretty sure if you try to remember what exactly were the details of it, there's things that kind of
Oh, for sure.
fall through.
And
So
it's been a while.
And also starring that one guy that they cloned.
the twins.
The twins.
yeah.
They cloned.
The,
Well, it's one guy. and they
Really?
played both
Actually?
parts.
The Winklevoss
Winklevoss brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one guy.
What?
The Winklevoss brothers are not two brothers.
They are not.
Why are they called the brothers?
No. In real life, they are.
What are you saying?
I think Chris is saying that the actor they
so
duplicated.
in real life, they clone. No, the actor is just duplicated. He plays, but he's like Mike Myers in any
Are
Mike
you saying
Myers
that the
movie.
Winklevoss brothers is
Is
the
a single-
actor's
is a
like
sing-
moniker because he always plays twins?
No, I am saying that the
What on earth?
the brothers in the movie that are
Yeah.
kind of portrayed as like the Dinks.
Mm-hmm.
In real life,
In real life, they're twins.
They're a set of twins.
Yeah.
And their name is the Winklevoss brothers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And in the movie, to portray the brothers, they got a single actor, and he's known. I just can't remember his name for some reason.
They pulled a Parent Trap.
Yes, exactly. They just filmed
Why?
him twice because they can.
They liked the actor, I guess.
I guess so.
It's like
Just hire some twins.
But it's like, no, it's not like that. Never mind. Okay. So anyways, so back in 2003, though, before the Facebook launched, because it wasn't called Facebook, they had a at the very beginning. There was a thing called Face Mesh
gross.
in 2003, where you could pair up people and like vote in terms of like who's hotter and who's not. And so,
Hinge.
Oh, sorry. Interjection. They just took his face and duplicated it on
Onto
another
another
body.
person.
Another person.
I thought that they
Interesting.
had actually like filmed him
Still
twice
seems
for everything.
like
It's-
way too much
Yeah.
work.
That's intense.
It does. Anyway, sorry. Just to clarify.
so Face Mesh-
Nobody at us.
Was created by Mark Zuckerberg, but it got taken down pretty quick because Harvard was like, you just
have
breached a
laws,
bunch of
yeah.
privacy laws by pulling, all of these photos. And
Yeah.
yeah. So, but it was very popular. So,
And it was like a rating app at the beginning too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is rude.
and then that's where the story goes, according to the Winklevoss twins, that
Yeah.
they approached him to try to create a thing called the Harvard Connection, which
Mhm.
was another, which would be a social network website for Harvard. He then instead, Mark Zuckerberg goes and creates the Facebook in 2004. They then tried to sue him, the Winklevoss brothers, because they're like, you just took a bunch of our ideas and put it into this thing called the Facebook. And so eventually they settled for a 1.2 million share in 2008. So that was a bit later. But meanwhile, though, 2000
Seems low.
Seems well. It's a
inflation?
share,
I'm sure
so
it's going
it's
up
gone.
now.
It's gone up
Oh,
for sure.
yeah.
So it's now in the
Yes,
billions
yes,
or
yes,
whatever,
yes,
right?
okay.
So, and so then that's where they in 2004, it was to Harvard, and then it slowly branched out to universities and high schools within the U.S., Canada, and then in 2006 became a public thing for anybody over the age of 13. What year do you think Facebook started actually making money off of their platform? So if they launched in 2006.
I'm trying to think of when they started
With
to
ads?
do
In terms of
ads.
making more money than they put in, so
Yeah.
positive cash flow.
Yeah. Well, it would have had to been before ads.
Why? What would they have
Because
gotten
you
money
wouldn't.
on?
Well, how would they have made money before? Like, how would they have had the money to continue doing what they were doing with it?
Because
Because
they were rich suckers that went to Harvard.
Also, like deals with investors.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that be making money?
No.
You're talking about like
No, those
money
are
in your pocket besides investments.
Talking about profit.
Yeah.
I'm talking about profit from
And getting in money from investors is not profit.
Yeah.
because you'll invest it
so-
into the
so-
you
company,
have to
but
do
you want
something with it.
you want to be able to make enough that you more than you put in.
Yeah.
2016.
Oh, that's late.
July
That's
23rd,
long.
2016.
July 23rd.
I took
I can't remember when ads started.
I'm going to guess 2010.
2010,
Yeah,
roughly 2010.
2009.
Boom, 2009.
Done.
Yeah,
I win.
So, yeah,
Well, I was thinking generally.
That's really quickly.
it's pretty quick.
That's pretty quick.
I
Yeah.
mean, all they
Within-
need
within
is
3
a big
years.
enough audience for ad companies to be like, yes, we want to use your audience.
But like ads weren't really a thing early on.
It's just generally it takes like, what do they say, like most websites or tech companies or something like that, like 3 years
Mhm.
to start making money.
Mm-hmm. And I guess technically, like, that was only 3 years that they were public, but they had already been
Yeah.
at the universities and schools
So
for a
they
couple of years
Had
before
like a
that.
foundation, is what you think?
Yeah, like they had tried out all their stuff on.
I don't.
on
I
the
really don't
local
remember
networks.
ads being a thing until more recent, like let's say the last 5 years. Like I know that ads were a thing. I feel
They were
they've
definitely
become
a
more
thing.
belligerent in the last, like more aggressive.
Well, in games though, like Farmville,
yeah, so
I
maybe-
played for years, and
Mhm.
I could pay to
To-
get more lives or
Mhm.
whatever
Okay,
if I
yeah.
wanted to,
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
I
Okay.
never did.
Yeah,
because
Facebook
I wasn't
gaming was
thinking about
definitely more of a
games.
thing. There was definitely that like small. It was probably like a 2 or 3 year window. I don't
Yeah.
know where it was
Mhm.
like.
Where's a big deal?
It was a big deal, especially to like try to invite your friends to like join
Well,
you.
I
and-
think I can still go. You can still see on the app, and it kind of depends on what app you're looking at. I have an Android app, but I can see there is a gaming section,
Mhm.
and I think I can go to my profile and still see the games. Personalize my gaming feed,
Chris has never been into these settings,
which I've never done.
Yeah.
There's a history section. So recently played Domino's Battle. Yeah, I think that was like 4 years ago, maybe. Super Dash, Words with Friends,
Yeah, that was big for a while too.
and then
I don't
something
know how
called
you'd make money off
something
of
called
it, though.
OMG, and I don't know what that is. I'm thinking it was. Oh no, it's downloading something crap.
virus.
No,
virus.
no. It's Facebook is downloading something, and I was like, I don't want the gaming app on my phone.
Don't do it.
There is a way to like see. There's like a menu setting that shows you can tab onto events, reels, marketplace. But yes, you can see all of your like attached widget, you like what used to be widgets and stuff like that. You can see
Yeah.
your whole history if you haven't.
There's probably a
undone
lot
anything,
of
so.
Facebook that like it just goes untapped most of the day
Oh,
for
I
a lot of at least a lot of us.
guarantee it, yeah.
And actually definitely also older people. Like older people have their like set ways of kind of doing things and
Mm-hmm.
they go in, they check this and they update this and
Well, and there's the whole other side of Facebook that is just businesses. too.
Oh, totally.
So
yeah.
like, there's all of that stuff that like I'm never gonna open a business account that
You
No,
have
I
one.
plan
Wow.
anyway. I don't really
You
have
don't
one.
have one. It's a page.
We have a page for our book, but
Yeah,
like that's it.
true.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and I've
Which I
done-
get
I've done
notifications
an
about all
ad.
the time because
Oh,
it keeps
do you?
updating. That's what they're doing now, rather than updating. Like they update the app, and
Mhm.
I think now instead of the top toolbar being quick access to just your profile, it now has your profile, and neighborhoods is a new thing. You can
Yeah,
like
that's a
you can
thing.
like see your community around you, and if somebody lost their dog, you know about it, kind of deal. But
Yeah.
but the page for Holly's co-written or created book is it's not a business page, it's just a item page that was originally for books because it had a spot for like your ISBN on the page and everything, and then they started formatting and taking some of that stuff away, which didn't make any sense to me because if it's still an item page, you still want the ISBN, whatever. But they keep updating those pages now and like changing the layouts and adding features and then taking them away when people don't use them, and it's just like people might use them if you left them for a little bit longer is kind of how I feel.
R.I.P. Facebook podcasts.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a hot second.
That was not very long.
Because
that was very short-lived.
I submitted for it,
but
they hadn't gotten around. They were still in beta for it, so I could see it on our end. But no, listeners, you can let me know if it actually showed up for you ever. But our Facebook page at one point was supposed to have a tab that was podcasts so that you could see our podcast stream. And then it just, like, we got a notification like 3 months later that was like, and it's going away. And it's like, well, clearly they didn't have enough interest.
Yeah, I remember checking for it, and it was there, but you had to, like...
It was very tricky to find.
Scroll to the right on that,
intuitive.
like, horizontal scroll, which nobody
Weird.
checks.
I couldn't force it to come higher in the menu either for some reason. So I tried. But we have many other places you can listen to us.
So in terms of, like, the day-to-day features that you guys use... What are the features of Facebook that you use primarily?
0%.
0%.
Messenger all the time.
Messenger.
Oh, I guess Messenger.
Yeah.
I don't actually think of Messenger as Facebook
It is,
at all.
though. Yeah.
Because it's its own separate app. So I use Messenger regularly.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's like I would say Marketplace.
Yep.
Sometimes,
for sure.
maybe
For sure.
once or twice every 3 months, unless there's like a specific item that I'm looking out for.
I hate Facebook Marketplace, but yes.
Aren't you selling your jars off of Facebook Marketplace?
I do, but like that's like once or twice every 3 months.
Gotcha.
Like it's not very much.
I'm always scrolling Facebook Marketplace looking for random stuff I
good
don't
deal.
need.
Oh yeah. If you see a treadmill, I would love to teach Odin how to run on the treadmill.
Oh, that'd be so cute. Okay, listeners, if you have a treadmill you want to sell, I want to see this dog run on a treadmill.
There are some requirements. Please
yeah,
reach out
there are
to us.
requirements. But yeah, because it's too cold to walk him in the winter.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
for sure.
And
That's so
like a
cute.
day like this,
Well, a day like
too
this,
hot
it's
to
too
walk
hot
him
to walk him
either.
on the
Like,
sidewalk, yeah.
Anyways, so like things like that, I'll use Facebook Marketplace for, but I do not. The days that I go on to Facebook to not do a specific marketplace thing, Chris can tell which days they are because I will be sad in about 15 minutes of being on Facebook.
Yeah, it should just be sitting on the couch and just be like, okay. And like slam her phone down.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, get off Facebook.
I
Yeah.
hate it. I
Yeah.
hate it so much. It makes me feel terrible.
Yeah.
Lots of people feel that way.
Yeah. So I just don't go on it as much as possible.
Pre-COVID, I was on Facebook every 30 minutes for Facebook events.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
still
Yeah.
haven't really like
Gotten
I haven't
back
gotten
into it.
back into it. Yeah, because there
There's
is
not that many
a lot
yet.
of businesses or
Yeah.
like community groups or stuff like that will post their events on Facebook events, and Facebook events does a really good job of being able to filter so that you can see a bunch of public events even if you're not following that
Because it's
particular
by your
community.
area.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it knows your area and you can filter by days, or it'll sometimes give suggested ones to you based on what it knows you like. If you're like into like nature groups, it'll give you more nature group events, or if you're really into concerts, it'll give you more like concerts on your feed. And I find that super fascinating for a lover of free events.
Yeah.
But
That
I
is
really
great.
haven't gotten into it post COVID, and they've changed the way it works quite a bit, because they used to have an app, like a separate app called Facebook Local.
Oh.
Right. That was like it was about a
Yeah.
year-ish.
They
that
deleted it at
had
the beginning of COVID,
Okay.
and it's never come back.
Yeah.
And like they stopped supporting it completely. And so that one was what I used to find most of my Facebook events. You could like flag things or save them for later, which you still can with the current events, but it's just not as
Not as
streamlined as Facebook Local was.
When you found so many like free events to
Oh
go to,
my
Yeah,
goodness.
like we went to stuff with you guys too.
Yeah, we went to like a bunch of like
a
house showings.
Yeah, a house showing
where
that
they
gave away
free food or a prize or a gift
it was
card.
like landmark cinemas. Like you get
Yeah,
like
we got
2
movie
tickets,
tickets.
movie tickets.
Yeah, there was lots
and
of
then just
things.
hung out in an air-conditioned house for 45 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we looked at
not
the
bad.
houses too. We just had no intention of buying them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero intention of
Yeah.
doing anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Um,
I'd probably get back into that at some point because I really enjoy being able to
Mhm.
have fun stuff like that to do, especially the free events or whatever.
Mhm.
That's even if it's promotional or whatever.
Yeah. For sure.
But other than that, I think I still check Facebook an awful lot, but there's nothing really for me to find. If I'm gonna see follow influencers or brands or things I like, it's gonna be on Instagram.
Which is still Facebook, but it's a different.
I see it as different.
Wow.
Owned by Facebook, but
Mhm.
not
It's not
Facebook.
They-
Owned by
Wow.
Meta.
Yeah.
Let's actually be clear. Owned by Meta, not actually owned by Facebook.
Face-
or was
yeah.
owned by Facebook,
So-
but then Facebook rebranded.
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So in
So, like,
Facebook parent company.
It is part
rebranded,
of the
so-
umbrella, yeah, but it's not actually Facebook. Also, I am not on there, so I don't care.
So, for those of you who aren't aware, in October 2021, the company shifted its name from Facebook Incorporated to Meta Platform Incorporated. So, yeah.
But
So
it's still,
but it's a
Facebook,
2021.
Super recent change.
That's
yeah.
so recent.
Facebook
Yeah, it's
is
not-
still the name of the app. Just
Facebook
like
is still the name of
Instagram
the
is
app.
still the name of the app.
Yeah.
But its umbrella company, its parent company, is
Yeah.
a different name.
I don't really understand
they're
what
trying to-
Insta is for.
Um,
I don't understand its purpose at all.
Instagram.
Just promotional, I
when
guess.
it first started. Oh, let me see if I can get this right. When
Instagram is way less controversial in some ways.
It has its own.
It has its own issues, but
Yeah.
like in terms of like,
In terms of information gathering and selling, I would say it's less.
yeah, and also I think you generally I think tend to leave Instagram not sad.
No,
no.
really, I would say that's the
No.
biggest issue that people have with Instagram.
Yeah.
is the fakeness that people are.
Well,
putting-
okay,
putting
but
out.
Because it's all just bodies on
Okay,
Instagram.
maybe what I'm
Right.
trying to get at is not that kind of sad. That is a valid kind of sad. But like in terms of like the fact that I think like when you had 15 minutes on Facebook, what do you tend to be sad about or frustrated with?
I don't even know.
Missing out on things, other people doing things that you're not doing.
Yeah, well,
people living
not-
better lives or what you perceive to be better lives.
False
I don't
political
know if I'm-
posts.
I don't know if I'm jealous of anybody on Facebook. Usually I
Yeah.
get upset about people
Not understanding
being jerks to other
what-
people.
I think
Vaccines do
that's what
or
I'm I think
global
trying
warming.
to get at is that like I think generally
Global warming. Yeah, climate change. But I also like I'll look at it and just have this overall feeling like this just generalized depression of like this is not good for people. It's not good for
Mhm.
me, and I hate that it's a
Mhm.
thing.
'Cause-
Basically.
Yeah, I guess I feel that Facebook is a lot more like opinionated and it's like sharing those
Yeah.
opinions loudly and boldly. Whereas I feel like Instagram, from
People
what I
just do
understand,
personal
is
things.
is more personal. Obviously, there's going to be like comparison.
depends
and
on who
there's
you
gonna
follow.
be-
Yeah.
I
I would agree.
understand what you're saying, though.
Like when
Yeah.
the Roe v. Wade decision came out, like every single Instagram
That's true. That's
post
fair.
I could possibly see was on Roe v. Wade. People just instead of
well, and same with like
posting-
TikTok, and same with Twitter.
instead of
Yeah.
posting articles, people just post collages
Right.
of
Mhm.
Instagram like infograph
yeah,
quote
about like
pages
what it means
or whatever.
or the history of
Exactly.
The
So it's
thing.
it still
so it
gets
doesn't matter what
political,
platform.
still
yeah.
gets opinionated.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but it does. No, I would agree that it has a different vibe, and
Although TikTok does not leave me sad.
you
I guess I follow.
just follow the right people,
You're on the right side of
and you can
TikTok.
ignore
right stuff.
everyone else.
Yeah, well, and yeah, you can just flip past it.
but
Yeah.
as far as I know,
It's
it's
not
not part
usually
of.
sad after
Meta.
TikTok. No,
Not-
it's not.
Not yet.
Um,
Hopefully, never.
I am also on
neither.
Facebook quite regularly, and
Are you sad when you leave it?
no, I
You love it for organization.
Yes, for events,
yeah. So I
we
do,
do-
I
I do
do,
make
I
events
do
sometimes.
like
Yeah.
it. It does make
personal events,
hosting events with people a little bit easier, especially
Mhm.
when everybody has Facebook.
like moving.
Like you can host an event that's private
talked about
with
this
details for moving. And there have been some features within the events that I have enjoyed that have gone away, which I'm kind of miffed about because it makes hosting events with large numbers of people, like for instance, movie nights with friends or moving houses on a weekend or whatever, or a birthday party that has multiple days to it. It makes having like a schedule built into it so much easier, and I like filling everything out to the max so that as much information as needs to be out there is out there, and people can be more self-sufficient with the info and less like my thing is when I make an event on Facebook is like I just want to put it all out there and have people be able to read it and understand it. I don't want there to be confusion, and I feel like when there's less areas to fill out, there becomes more confusion. Because then you have to cram everything into like one box. It's just like here's a stream of all the information, and like now I have questions about how to decipher this, and
rather than having like a field that you can fill out that's like where, when, why.
Like start time, end time. But that being said, Facebook Marketplace, which I also use, has that kind of stuff. In fact, it has lots more. It has. If you post something on the web and then you go to your phone and check out the details, there's often empty fields on the phone that weren't available on the web, which I find interesting.
Oh, that's weird.
But some of those fields are like certain things will be like they'll add if you're selling a pair of headphones, it'll be like color, brand,
brand for sure.
Used like new, used good, used poor, fair condition or whatever. That usually shows up on the web
used
too.
Poorly.
Poor.
Misused.
Misused.
Broken.
Like but like stuff like that. So there's different features from the app to the web that keep me bouncing back and forth between the two whenever I use that. I do use the news feed. I do use Messenger. I used to use Instagram when I had Instagram. Well, I still have an Instagram page for my business, which no longer is in operation, or at least not at this time. And so I haven't deleted it. I'm the kind of person that's like, I went to the effort to create this. It might as well just stay there in perpetuity. Like, I don't have a specific reason to delete it, and I also would like people to be able to see things that I've done. And I would like to.
Well, as a portfolio, anyway.
I guess so, and I'd like to look back and like see the things that I've done and be like, yeah, I did that like 10 years ago, or whatever, and maybe it wasn't the best thing that I ever did, but
But you did it.
I'm not the kind of person that will just go and delete it. And there are people out there that'll be like, I don't need it anymore. I'll delete it. I'll create it if I need it. And I was like, I went to a lot of work to create that in the first place. I don't want to do that all again and like build my followers back up or whatever. So, don't use Instagram anymore, but I did. Is WhatsApp owned by Facebook
WhatsApp
now?
is now owned
or
by
Meta?
Meta as well.
We use WhatsApp with a smaller group of people, but it's a newer thing that I never had gotten into, but in the last like 3 or 4 years have sort of gotten into with a small group of people. It's not, I don't use it nearly as widely as I use Facebook. Messenger. I think, I once in a while will look at events. But yeah, mostly just the Facebook, the Messenger, bit of WhatsApp, and Marketplace. I think those are the ones. And the memories.
You scroll the feed though. Like you look at videos.
Yeah, that's so by Facebook I mean the news feed.
Yeah. The news feed itself.
Yeah, the news feed itself.
Yeah.
I will usually update my like profile picture or cover photo. I try to do it like once a year. Just have something current of myself, just because I know that people look at it, and I was like, I don't want to have like a 5-year-old photo of me on there. And I work with a company that takes photos now, so I have lots of photos of myself.
Yeah, I was
now.
gonna say that only works if you have nice photos of yourself.
Get somebody to take photos.
Mine
of
is
you.
still my wedding photo.
Mine too.
Mine is my
7 years old.
One of my engagement photos.
Yeah.
Yep. I gotta update it to the ones that we took all together.
You have
the
nicer
podcast
ones that are better.
photos.
Yeah, I have a nice one from there. So,
Yes.
I think I changed my Instagram one to that, but not my Facebook.
Yeah, might be worth the update.
As we all pick up our phones and
On the-
change our
and
profile pictures.
On the side of organization, I will say that the cover photo for Facebook, I usually try to keep it as something like a photo of Holly and I, but my
to
profile
make clear
picture,
to all the bots that you are taken.
Yes.
I guess so.
Do not advertise
There
to
are
me.
two
all the
faces
singles
in
in
this
my
photo.
area.
I still get Facebook friend requests from people,
Ivanka.
sexy Russian singles in my
Yeah.
area or some bodacious ethnic people in my region or whatever. Like, great. Look at their profile. There's like no posts ever. Their profile was created 2 days ago.
Okay.
Anyway,
So-
but I will say my profile picture is always just of me.
Yeah.
And you can fight me on this, but two things that I don't love
You don't like
is
couples
when
photos.
when people use couples photos, because it's not always clear
Yes.
which of them is in the photo.
Yeah.
And sometimes if it's like a girl's profile but it's got two girls, it's like her and her best friend, then it's definitely not clear because which one of them is it? Then you have to like creep their page to find out who you're talking to or whatever. The other thing is, and this usually happens with older people, but
They'll
older-
put their grandson.
sorry?
They'll put their grandson in the photo.
Baby.
Well, that would be also a
baby,
photo not of
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
But when the profile of the Facebook page is, I'll use you as an example,
What?
even though it's a bad example.
Oh, no.
It's not an example. Greg, middle name, and Ashlyn, last name Reimer.
Oh,
And it's like,
yeah.
who is this and
Yeah.
why don't you trust each other to have separate Facebook pages? You should not be on Facebook if you can't do
not
this
be
then.
trusting. It might
Wow,
just be
what
that
is
one
it?
of them is technically savvy,
And
and
so
one of
then
them
when
is
they
not.
post at the end of the
I-
post, they always go, this is Greg talking. Or
Yeah, that's
dash,
fine.
I feel like that-
dash Ashlyn.
They
And
can
it's-
share
it's
one
just
if they
I
want
feel like that
to.
used to
Just
maybe be the
make your
case where
own
you could make that
page.
assumption. I think now though people just realize Facebook isn't super healthy, so they're like, we're just gonna have one, one thing so that we can like be invited to events and go to things like that. But in terms of actually
Then
like,
just have one of you on Facebook. It doesn't need to be both.
Greg?
I don't know.
Would you like to join Facebook accounts?
sure, let's do it.
Will you join Facebook accounts with me? I do.
Yeah.
I do remember. Okay, this is a cute story from Greg and Ashlyn's dating history.
Oh, wow.
Aw.
Oh yeah.
So before
I don't know if it's a cute
this
story.
was okay, Greg had already at this point told me that he was definitely interested in us dating at some point, but I had not reciprocated those same feelings at this point. They were later found, the feelings, but Greg
just hit it
went
very
to North Africa over
Arranged
Christmas.
marriages will do that to you.
Yeah. Greg went to North Africa over Christmas and he was doing this like, what was it? Like a poem a day for the month of December or something like that?
I think I had created maybe 30 poems for like a class assignment or something for Bible school, and it was all leading up to Christmas. or
Yeah. And
something.
so
I don't know.
anyways, you're posting a new one
Maybe it
every
was, like,
day.
or maybe every couple days or something.
But you were
yeah.
traveling to North Africa and like on travel days and stuff like that. You weren't sure what your internet was going to be. And
Yeah.
so you asked me to post one of these, like you gave me the list and said like post, one of these per day on my account.
Oh, she had access to his
and so you
account.
gave me
Mhm.
your Facebook login information.
Gravy.
And
Did
this
you
was when
abuse that?
you were not even dating.
Yeah, and this was when Messenger was like fully a thing. Like you had like long histories of messages with other people. And I was like, what if I look at your messages? And you were like, feel free. And then gave me your login information. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
Well, but like, was there anything that you thought that you would see in the message? Like, was there a reason for you to be worried about his message?
I looked
History?
at all of his messages with his ex-girlfriend.
Oh,
he
that's
told me
very
that,
weird of
He
you.
told me that relationship they never really got like super
Intense.
super intense, and can confirm from the message.
Okay, all right. Hi, how are
I
you?
don't think-
Shut up.
It's like Greg, an apostle of Christ.
Yeah. To my ex.
Yeah. Well, not at the time, but yeah.
Anyways, but that was like a huge sign of trust in that you gave me your Facebook login information, and we
Oh,
weren't even
for sure.
dating.
Yeah, I don't know how many people would be willing to do that.
Yeah, Chris, can I look through all your messages?
I guess so. Just don't like message
Respond.
just don't message anybody
just don't
from
message
me.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't prank me, but you can,
Like, please,
you can observe.
because then I won't know. Because
Yeah.
I guess it bumps the most recent messages to the top, even if you just sent them, so I'd be able to tell.
Oh, I scrolled.
Through it all.
Not through it all. I looked through a few, and then I was like, man, this guy's pretty nice.
There's a
He's not trying to hide
new
things.
feature from the last year or two, and I can't remember what the name of it is. I think it's called Legacy Contacts, but it's basically set up on Facebook especially so that if you die, then somebody that you trust gets access to your account without having to jump through. Like before that, you would have to either know the password or somehow, I wouldn't even know how else you would do it.
Yeah.
Like a court order or something
No,
for Facebook
you
to
would
turn
just
over
reset the password with their email.
if you knew that kind of information.
Yeah.
But if you look at my LastPass account, has like 200 passwords in it. And so it's like there's a lot of different apps that you would have to go and change and try to get access to and yada yada yada, and it would just be quite a pain in the butt. And so for the last couple of years since this thing has been a thing, I've been considering regularly who I would add. I don't know if you can add multiple people, but you for sure can add one who you would add as it. And I've come to the conclusion that I cannot add Holly because she's either going to die in the same car accident as I because we're either together, or she will just not do anything about it, and then
I will post, he's dead. And it will be done.
I mean,
Chris
I guess
Rebel
I don't.
is dead. Dead spelled D-E-D.
Little the little flower emoji, little flower
Yeah.
emoji.
But all that gets posted is D dot.
D-E-D.
You know, and then that's it. Yeah.
Dead. Am dead. No, but what it does is as soon as that person activates it, I believe it turns your page into basically a digital version of a tombstone where you can like post final messages. And that's all it is. It's not a thing that it like locks certain things and it like immediately takes things offline on Marketplace or something that were on Marketplace, and it like removes you from certain groups that would cause issues if you were still removed. I don't know exactly how that all works. I haven't looked too far into it, but I just know that it's like that is a very intelligent thing that they've decided to start to do. And so I've just had to be like, oh, I wonder who it is that I give that access to.
Legacy contact.
I don't know if we're at that level, Greg.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough.
Wait, you just wait for the day where she comes up to you and she'd be like, Ashlyn, are you mad? No. Unrelatedly, I'd like to be your legacy contact. Why are you holding that knife? I'd give it to me.
Oh dear.
I took a dark turn.
Did.
Yeah. So
But yeah.
We are so far off your outline.
no, we're still good.
No, we're on
we're talking
track
about
'cause we
different. We're just talking about different
Yeah.
features that Facebook
Yeah, we were
has
talking
that we
about
use.
trust.
We haven't used the
on
legacy
Facebook.
feature yet, but
No.
yeah,
But it's a thing.
it is a thing. Yeah, I definitely think like for me, the top three things are like Messenger, events, and Marketplace. Like that's it. I really don't end up scrolling on the news feed at all. I don't update my status. I don't update my photos since the last 7 years. So there's definitely times where something gets shared, whether it's like a Marketplace post or something, and then I'll click the link and then now I'm on Marketplace. But I don't think I've ever really been scrolling through the news feed anymore. And which is probably good for me. So you leave more happy. So, but in terms of Marketplace though, let's talk about Marketplace just for a little bit. The people on Marketplace,
They're all normal people.
they're all normal people, which means they all suck.
Yeah.
Or at least a good majority of them do. Some are
Us
really pleasant.
included.
Some are really pleasant.
We've had a few
The
really
person
good-
that we bought a bike for Ashlyn from was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, thank you so much that you're normal people who bought this bike."
Yeah.
Because she was like, I was worried about posting on Facebook Marketplace and but we were
Getting a
like,
bunch of
"Yeah."
weirdos.
Yeah.
Aw.
So, but yeah, there's just odd people on there.
Is
I know.
this still available?
Yeah.
And then no contact for like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
By which time you sold it. What's your best price? Well, I've got it listed for 30, but my best price would be 60. I just don't think that you would pay that.
Yeah.
Best price for who?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you take 5
Elephants.
times 5?
Yeah.
Like,
5 elephants.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Just like the most weird questions. I think people treat Marketplace as a garage sale, which people just expect to be able to haggle at garage sales. So that's
Yeah.
fine, I guess. But like when on Facebook, when you say in the ad, like not accepting offers at this time, like this is a $100 thing that I'm just trying to get rid of and I'm selling it for $60. That's a pretty good deal already.
Mhm.
Do you want it or don't you? Like would you take 20? Like, what are you trying? Like, do you want this or don't you? Or are you just trying to like see if you can get a deal on something random and
I
then you
just
never
say
hear from
no.
them again?
Nope.
Yeah, I just say not taking offers at this time.
Well, I don't even.
Or
say
if
that.
people ask me questions that are clearly in the ad, I go, as per the ad,
Mhm.
it is ...
Because you're super passive aggressive.
Well, I mean, that's their problem for not reading it. Guess what? I sell the item anyways. It just doesn't have to be to
It's
them.
true. It's just not to them. Yeah, I sell jars relatively, like semi frequently, and I get a lot of
We're doing so well
Not-
for ourselves.
Yeah.
not weirdos, but like I get a lot of people from out of Saskatoon. So like the last box that I sold was like, they were like, yeah, we can come get them. I was like, great. They said, does 5 a.m. work? No, I am asleep.
For what?
What kind of crack are you on?
Yeah.
Like, you're not waking, you don't know anything about my family. I'm not going to have you come to my house and ring the doorbell and like wake up my 3 triplets or something. You know, like, like what do you know?
And wake up 2 of my 3 triplets.
Yeah. Those. Anyways, so like, I was like, no. And they're like, well, but I work early. Good for you. Figure out when you can come get this item because I'm not delivering it to you 2 hours out of Saskatoon. Like,
yeah.
figure it out
Mhm.
because I'm not. Like, that was such an outrageous request.
Sometimes I feel like when people are like, well, I work early and I'll be coming past your area of the city. Can I stop by a little bit earlier and grab it? It would probably be like 7 a.m. That's something I can understand because then I feel like people are maybe used to having a dialogue about, well, I can leave it on my porch or I can leave it against the gate going to our backyard, just e-transfer the money and then I'll leave it there for you. That's fine. But like when it's just an unsolicited, can I come at 5 a.m.?
Yeah.
Well,
It's a little
No.
sketchy.
I say no. Yeah. Anyways, I get lots of those like just slightly weird requests that it's
Yeah.
like, no. You certainly can't pay in cash at 5 a.m. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. So we were trying to sell a fridge and somebody contacted
Oh.
us and they started out with the normal, is this item still available? And I said, yes, it's still available. To which they replied, okay, the price suits me. Okay, I buy.
the price suits
However,
me.
I will make your payment via UPS Express delivery in an envelope. As soon as you receive the money, I will send TNT to your home to collect it.
Okay, so let me guess. Was this
Weird.
money that they were going to send like way more than was asking for the fridge?
No, just
No.
the listed price.
Oh,
No.
really? Usually
But-
the first sign of a scam is like, they're like,
But,
oh, it sounds
uh,
great. I'll pay you extra for your inconvenience.
Because
And
at
you're
first I was
like,
like, well, like this is a really weird request.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they're willing to pay whatever and like, and I get the money,
is
then that's
TNT
fine.
like a service?
But then
that
Ashlyn
exists?
looked
it's
into
a
it.
delivery service.
Okay.
And was like, no, this is definitely a scam.
Yeah, because if you're ever wondering if something is a scam,
It is.
copy whatever the messages you just received into Google,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
and you'll come up with other people's like responding to it. So I
Yeah.
typed that one message in. So this is the beginning of a very long conversation that you end up having with this person.
Oh.
And everybody always has the same one
Yeah.
where they convince you that this is what you need to do, and then they ask you for information like for your address so that they can send the money to you, but then they also need your phone number because it's for the UPS delivery guy is asking for
Which
it.
is legit.
So then
because
you give
UPS
them-
does require your phone number.
Yeah, so then you give them your phone number, but then all of a
Do
sudden
they ship you something instead?
UPS starts having more difficulties and they need more of your banking information in order to do a digital transfer.
Oh, but it's not
over for
UPS
this.
contacting you. It's this person
It's this
contacting
person
you on
and
behalf of
saying
UPS.
that, yeah, they're like, sorry, UPS is asking for all of this.
Oh, sure. Just let me
And
talk to
then
them.
they end up trying to get as much of your personal information
Yeah.
and banking information as they possibly can.
I just string those people along as long as possible. To be honest, I don't finish the conversation. I just go and I take them for a ride if I can.
Oh, I'm a blocker.
Yeah, me
No, the
too.
next
I'm not
thing that
doing
that you read in this is you left the group. So yeah,
You have left the group
Yeah.
chat.
Sometimes I say, "You are a scam," and they go, "No, I'm not a scam.
I'm a good Christian woman.
No, you're a scam. Bye."
I would never
Yeah.
lie to you.
okay. On the flip side of things, though, this happened to us happened to me when I was trying to sell our piano.
Oh, yeah.
So
These are recent too. Hey?
Yeah.
yeah, so she
Like within the
she
last
starts
like
with
4 months.
"Hello, is this still available?" And then follows that up though quickly by "When do you need it gone by?" So you know,
Seems
okay,
reasonable.
it's a
Seems
legit person. It's not a bot. So for sure. And so then I said, "Still available, hoping to have it gone by the end of the month." And then she asks about, are there stairs for getting out of the house? Are they narrow? All good things. Tell them there are 4 stairs from the front door to the sidewalk. The stairs aren't narrow. Okay. And then she says, "Thank you. I'll get back to you in terms of a date. Moving them can be a real mess, but has it been moved since tuning?" All of that kind of stuff. "I can commit to take it by Monday. I will confirm ASAP." And then I answer a few of her questions. And then she says, "Sounds good." And then she asks a question, doesn't actually put a question mark behind it, but it's a question. She says, and this opens a world.
Okay.
A world. A whirlwind. Is
Would
there...
you accept ether?
No.
Okay.
No. She says, "Is there a story behind this piano?"
What?
To which I said, "It was given to us as a wedding present from my parents, but now we're moving to a new house and can't take it with us." To which then she says, "Oh my goodness!" Exclamation mark. "That is such a beautiful story." And and each of these sentences are a different message, so I'm getting multiple notifications.
No, that's super.
Let me know if
annoying.
you'd like to know what I'll promise to do with it. "I'm obsessed with Canadian Mare pianos. For starters, mine is one, and it's in an apartment size." Photo of her piano.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I have
I've
two
just
things-
made a friend on Facebook.
I feel like I have 2 things to tell you. I haven't responded yet at all.
Wait.
Okay, so
you should told her your piano's haunted.
no. The first is that I'm in the process of recording the album I'm releasing this year, and I'll be doing at least one song in my live recording space in my garage on your piano. This is why I was looking for one. I played piano and composed all styles of music on this baby in my house since I was a child, and now I have kids that have moved out of the home. And I started a music school last year.
Still like one message per sentence.
I won't divulge the name, but anyways.
Okay.
And our slogan is music for mental well-being. This piano will be used and cherished. Second, I'm working on an album project for 2023 right now, and I'm seeking people in our city that I can connect with and hear their story, and then write a custom song from our connection. Then record the song and allow them to get in on it in any/some way, either musically or vocally or lyrically. If you would please consider whether you would allow me to chat with you and your wife and hear your story, then write a custom song from it. The album is called but the word, anyways. And then she goes on to talk about the artwork and stuff. Again, I'm not going to divulge it just in case.
Do you still want the piano?
I am free on Monday.
So she describes how it's an album where it's her eye on people that she's never met before and knows very little or not well. A compilation of life.
Sounds like a neat,
Chris,
artsy
I'm not done yet. I'm not
idea,
done yet.
Right?
I'm not done yet.
Yeah.
Like
A compilation of life and love stories in our city.
Oh my gosh, I'm exhausted.
I felt to share this with you since it's your piano and that will be coming into my life for all of this.
okay.
So that was
I will
a
pass it
long string of
pass it
messages
along to my
plus one
piano.
photo of her piano. To which then I reply, "That sounds like a really neat concept album."
Oh no, Greg.
You're too nice. You're too nice.
At the moment, my wife and I are super busy, both working full time and then also being part-time students working on our master's degree on top of moving. So I can't promise we'd be able to help out with the album. Still very cool to hear that our piano could be used to contribute to your newest album in a unique way. And then to which she replies, "Amazing.
Amazing. Such a great story.
I will ask again next year. Good luck with everything."
Next year.
Wait. So did you sell her this
She did.
piano?
She did
Okay.
get the piano.
Oh, good.
So-
Greg
At least you got the piano gone.
Greg has left the chat.
The chat is archived, so I don't think I would get anything
I
from
will
it anymore,
ask
so-
again next year.
Yeah.
If
Anyways,
you-
so
Wow.
If you don't leave the chat, they can find you. I sold some stuff to a guy once who was like just a little bit more chatty than I expected
Right.
him to be. and so that was fine, whatever. Like chatted face to face when he picked up the items. And then he's like, oh, do you collect this kind of stuff regularly? And I was like, well, I collected this when I was younger. I collect different things, but in the same franchises now, but just different mediums. Great, cool, okay, bye. Probably like a week later, he messaged me and was, I think he was messaging me to see if I wanted to buy something else that he had found. But I was like, I had archived that chat already. But if he doesn't archive it, or if he goes back and looks for it and finds it, and you haven't left the chat, then he can just continue to message you. So I was like, this is weird. But whatever. No thanks. I'm not interested or whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So
there's ways out of it, but this will be interesting. Get back to us in a year.
Yeah, I'll give you an update. But yeah, so there's definitely there's both bots, but then there's very, 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 very friendly people on Facebook Marketplace.
Too friendly.
There's also angry people.
There's also angry people.
Chris had one not too long ago.
Oh, do you want me to read that then?
Sure.
But
there's also trolls. We've had a couple of people who know Chris who see his ads on Facebook Marketplace and have been trolling him. Hey, what were you selling? Lawn chairs? And our friend Dave was like, would my
that was
big
on
butt
that was on
fit in this
Kijiji.
chair?
That was on Kijiji. Okay, so the thing about online marketplaces is that you don't really see or know the person that's messaging you. And I had my brother-in-law message me once and say, "What's your best price?"
Because he knows that Chris
and I was like,
hates
"Ha,
them.
ha, ha."
Yeah.
But do you actually want it? And then this friend of ours, Dave, messaged me and said, "Hey, I'm interested in these chairs. What's the weight limit?" And I went, as per the ad, the weight, because of course I put the weight limit in the. I don't want somebody messaging me, taking the chairs and being like, "It broke."
Yes.
Well, are you heavier than the weight limit? And so he goes, there's one, and then, okay, yeah, I'm interested in these chairs. Great. I can try to pick them up, but I live out of town, so it might take me a few days. It's okay. If you send me an e-transfer, I can hold them for you. Okay. Just a question. What's the weight limit? Oh, the weight limit is per the ad. It's this. Okay. The reason I'm asking is because I have quite a, he said it very
professionally.
Well, just succinctly, is that the right word? I have quite a large, or something
Bottom.
I have quite a rotund body, or something like that. That made me just be like, this is weird, but people talk like this on Facebook Marketplace, or on Kijiji or whatever. Is that going to be a problem for the chair? And I was like, I'm sure that as long as you're no larger than the weight limit, then it'll be fine. And then their reply to me saying, something along the lines of, I'm sure as long as you're within the weight limit would be fine. His reply was, I don't know that it's super appropriate that you talk about my weight without even knowing me. And I was just like, I'm sorry for the confusion. I was simply responding to your earlier message.
Being so professional about it, and Dave is trying to get a rise out of him as hard as he can.
And then the next message was something, I can't even remember what the next one was, but it escalated from there. It's just something how would you like it if somebody talked about your ass or something like that? And I was just like, whoa. And I was like,
do you know who this was?
And then I get a phone call from Dave 5 minutes later as I was typing a reply on Kijiji. I get a phone call from this guy saying, hey, are you selling something on Facebook? I was like, yes. The chairs? Are you talking about the chairs? Still didn't put two and two together. And he was just like, yeah, I was wondering if they would fit my bottom or something like that. And I was like, and in my head, I was like, somebody else is asking me this online. What is happening?
What's
and he was
going on?
He's like, I hope you're not mad at me. And I was just like, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't. And he's like, that's me. And I was like, oh. And I was like, honestly, I felt like you were just another rando online, to be honest. But yeah, I was selling something else just a short while ago where
the guy was super aggressive.
He was like, is it available? And I was like, technically it's not, but I did list in the ad that it's kind of first come, first serve, and I wait a little bit in between each message in order to make sure that nobody else that actually wants it. Make sure that they have a chance to get back to the message because maybe they're at work or whatever. So I usually give them a few hours to get back. And then he goes, well, how about I just e-transfer you now and it's done? Been looking for this item for a while. And I was like, well, that's cool. I can appreciate that, but it is first come, first served as in the ad. And I just want to honor that for people. And he's like, I will pay you right now. It's first come. And I was like, okay, so that's my issue, or that's my fault, I guess. I kind of meant first come, first serve in the sense of that I'll respond to inquiries in that order. So maybe I'll go change that. And then I immediately went and changed the wording on all the ads just so that there was no confusion. Then he's like, your call. I don't go silent when I'm buying something on Facebook. So if somebody else does, then I guess they're not that interested. Hey, I'll give you I'll give you the money right now and it's done. We could have had this done like half an hour or whatever. Like 5 messages ago, you could have just done it. And I was just like, sorry, I couldn't help you out. And he was like, okay, I'll pay you. And like gives me a higher price so that I sell it to him. And then I was like, good luck with your hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how do you deal with that?
Yeah.
Like, no, somebody else.
Oh, no, sorry. I said good luck with your hunt. And then he said, okay, I'll pay. And then almost double the price. And then I just didn't respond. And then like 2 days later, I marked it as sold.
Because you had
So-
sold it to the person that you were already talking with about
Exactly.
it. Yeah. Aggression.
Mm-hmm.
That is social media.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, Facebook Marketplace. What a lovely thing. Okay. So I think what we're going to pivot to is, so we've talked about some of the features that we end up actually using on Facebook. But there are some features that have, I don't know, Facebook has kind of innovated a little bit over the years. They've done some odd things. And so we're going to do just a couple rounds of 2 truths and a lie.
Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
So the first 2 truths and a lie is, and feel free, we can all kind of like, you guys can all vote on it individually together. It's not directed toward one person, but
Okay.
okay. So in 2018, Facebook created Facebook Watch and put $1 billion into it. In 2016,
Sorry.
What's
Oh,
Facebook
a
Watch?
Facebook watch, like a watch for your wrist.
they put together
No.
Facebook Watch.
Facebook
So a
Watch
feature
is that
called
videos.
Facebook
For
Watch.
Facebook. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And they
Okay.
put $1 billion into creating shows in 2018.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we say it after each one?
No.
No,
Okay,
no, no.
okay.
So in 2016, they created a app called 7iron for golfers.
7.
In 2019, they created an app called Facebook Dating.
Okay, so Facebook Watch,
So
7
Facebook
Iron,
Watch,
and Facebook
7iron,
Dating.
Facebook Dating.
I don't know if it's called Facebook Watch, but we watched all of that
Limetown.
on
Yeah.
a Facebook exclusive
On
thing, so that's
Facebook.
for sure a
Yeah,
That's a
thing.
thing.
and there was quite a few shows. Like there's one that had whatever the she's in Marvel now.
Oh yes, Captain
Was-
Marvel.
Nope.
Brie Larson.
The Scarlet Witch.
Oh,
Oh,
Elizabeth Olsen.
yeah.
Yes, was in a Facebook Watch show when it
Oh,
first came out.
Okay, so Facebook
Yeah.
Watch is good. 7 Iron. Like, why
I
would
already
they-
know that Facebook dating is real.
Oh,
What?
Really?
I know a person that met their partner currently.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't
On
come
Facebook
across
dating.
Facebook dating at all.
No.
So then I guess
but
7 Iron-
7 Iron seems too ridiculous.
Because
It
it's
does
9
seem too
Iron, but
ridiculous.
7 is if you do 7 and F. Like I can understand how they would just like flip the character and make it look like okay. So then yeah, I'm gonna
say Facebook Watch is the false one. I'm gonna put a different year on it. I think the
Oh,
year.
Oh,
That's
there's too
fair.
many variables. Are we
Yeah,
doing year or
because
title or
we
concept
watched
like
we watched Limetown
on
before before
COVID?
COVID.
Which is
So
2019.
2018.
29.
2018 was the year for that one.
Okay.
2019 was the year for the dating one.
So we're thinking that it's Facebook Watch that is
My vote's
incorrect.
for the Facebook Watch one.
I
That's
think
the
7
lie?
Iron.
I think 7. Wow, it's 7 irons.
That's the only one that I don't.
I don't
have
know enough
any
about golfing to
context
know
for.
anything other than 9 iron. So I'm gonna say I feel like Facebook Watch is a thing. So I'm gonna say. Yeah, I'm gonna say that Facebook Watch the year is wrong. So I guess I'm gonna call out that Facebook Watch is the
Okay.
incorrect one.
Okay, so you got 2 votes for Facebook
So,
Watch,
lie.
1 vote for 7iron.
Yeah.
7iron is the lie.
Yeah,
Okay,
Congratulations.
so you got one more here.
What about what it was a lie? The whole app?
The whole app. Everything was the lie about it. Yeah, 7iron.
So are
is
you
not
telling-
an app
are you
for
telling
golfers.
us- Are you telling us all true things or all lie
I am
things?
not divulging what I am doing.
Parts of it could be a truth, and parts of it could be a
truth.
lie.
Parts of it could be a lie. Okay. So we have. So we got.
No, sorry, I just had a notification there.
Yeah. Okay. In 2012.
Oh wait! I've got a cup. Ah, it doesn't work
No,
so well.
That
doesn't
was
work.
poor.
Weak.
That was
It's not
No,
gonna happen.
still
Okay.
not gonna work.
Stop trying.
Okay.
Stop trying to make ding happen.
Okay. In 2012, a feature called Facebook Melody was created for creating and sharing songs. And then in 2018, a device called Portal was created, which is a smart display.
Mm-hmm.
And then that uses Amazon Alexa. In 2021, a feature called, I believe an app called Bulletin, was a platform for independent writers to be able to use. So like Malcolm Gladwell, those types of people.
Hmm.
It was a nice clarification that didn't clarify anything. Thanks.
For
Malcolm
you.
Gladwell. Who's that? I don't
Revisionist history? No, nobody.
No,
I know about
I know
Gladwell.
of
It's a
them. Yeah.
podcast.
know. What? I
He's a
didn't know
writer.
anything about any of these three.
I
Okay, I know
anything?
the portal's a thing.
well, I know the portal's a thing, but it's powered by Amazon Alexa.
I
That
think
doesn't
so.
seem right. I thought it was just its own thing. I didn't think it was powered by it. I thought there was just like ability to connect things through.
Well, I know you can use Alexa with it, like so.
But is
Alexa
it powered?
I didn't say
Alexa
powered by.
compatible.
It said uses.
Oh. Well, I know that Portal's a thing, and 2018 seems about right
Mhm.
because it came out shortly, and I use shortly in the term of like a year or two prior to COVID. Because I
So the
remember
other
being
thing-
like, "Oh, COVID, a great opportunity to get a Portal."
Is the writers app or what was the first one?
The Writers app rings a
Facebook
bell.
Melody.
Facebook Melody. Oof.
Facebook Melody seems bizarre, so
Yeah.
of course I'm going to say that that's the lie. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say that's the
I'll go
lie.
with Facebook Melody.
I think it's
as
the
well.
writing one.
I think it's the writing
The
one.
writing one rings a bell, but I don't know if it's partially false or
The
all
music
false, so
one
I'm just
makes
gonna-
me like tweaks a little memory, but I don't know anything about Facebook, so I think it's the writing one.
Okay, so you say
Melody.
melody lie, writing lie.
So Melody is a lie.
Ah,
So
yay!
everyone wins. Everyone won one. So yeah, I think like what the interesting thing about like I know the Notes app was something that we didn't talk about, but the Notes app was a lot like when I started was really used for
Yes.
like writing down thoughts or writing down stories or poems or something like that, you know. So that's what jogged the kind of thing about
do
the
remember
idea of doing
Notes.
Facebook Melody.
And I think
but
I can still access my old notes, but you can't add notes.
Yeah.
So
They
what?
did-
Hard to find.
What is that app for writers?
So it's called Bulletin. It's like a platform. They also created an app called Facebook Bars for rappers in 2021.
Maybe that's what I was
What?
thinking of. Then.
So that could be
something musical.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Crazy.
yes, it is crazy.
So
So
rhythm and
there
poetry.
we go. You guys did great.
Crazy.
Good job. Well, we didn't end up getting into the Cambridge Analytical scandal, which is a whole
I think we all lived through that.
can of worms. We also didn't end up talking too much about fake news.
Oh no, wait, we have to talk about Cambridge Analytical scandal because we have to talk about that deposition where none of the senators asking Zuckerberg any of those questions had any clue of how Facebook works.
I do recall seeing some clips of
Oh,
a
my
deposition
goodness.
of Mark Zuckerberg, but I had no
Yeah.
idea at the time what it was for.
And it's just like,
So
could Facebook sell my information overseas if they wanted to? Like, Senator, like anything's possible, but that's not what we're set up to do. Like, that's not how it functions. But if I send a message to my niece, could you see that and deliver an ad to me for Pampers? And because I said that my niece was pregnant, Senator, that's not like the way that it works. And like whether or not you agree with Mark Zuckerberg and the way that it was handled and the whole situation, it's still just hilarious seeing these people that don't understand the internet try to
ask
try
intelligent
to ask
questions.
these intelligent questions about like
Yeah.
who went through these questions and were like, that's a good question, you should ask that. Like, who on their team is just throwing them under the bus? Anyways, so that's if
I
there was a
think
reason to talk
maybe-
about it, it would be because that's funny.
maybe what you could do, because I do have quite a bit more of different things that we could talk about in terms of like but they're more serious stuff when it comes to Facebook. So maybe we could do a part 2 where we take a look at kind of the more serious side of Facebook.
Like this
That's
post on
interesting.
Facebook if you want a part 2. Exclusively on Facebook. though.
not gonna
Exclusively share widely and put just one item of news that's fake
News that's fake.
just in the title.
Oh, that makes me mad. Fake
so-
news makes me mad.
But yeah, I think there's a whole kind of more serious side of Facebook. We talked a lot about like the different kind of features, kind of our memories with Facebook. But Facebook has definitely been making the news more recently over the last few years, whether because
Not
of
such
political
in a good
campaigns,
way, yeah.
data stuff. So I think maybe let's table that discussion. We're already kind of at the getting close to an hour and a half, more like an hour and 20 minutes or so. But if we can pause her here. I have enough that even if it's just a shorter episode,
Just a follow-up.
just a follow-up, let's maybe do that. And then also that will prep you for if you don't want to leave an episode mad or sad, you don't have to listen to
You
it.
don't have to listen to
Because
I
this is
see.
of the more serious side of Facebook. So
I see. If you don't want to be
Um,
disenfranchised with social media.
but maybe let's close with just what
Let's close in prayer.
Let's close.
expecting.
Let's close with two
With
truths
this
and a lie about
benediction.
each other.
Yeah.
let's wrap with
Zuckerberg,
a
who art
blessing
in
of
Meta.
Facebook.
Controversial be thy name.
Let's just say what's one of the features of Facebook or things of Facebook that you really appreciate and that you're glad for, because we're gonna need it for our next episode. What's something about Facebook that you're
I like
thankful for?
the thing that I like most about Facebook is events.
Events.
I think prior to Facebook, communicating all of the details for events was a lot more arduous. And I am thankful that it can all just be done in one place.
Yeah.
On a thing where everybody generally, anyways, has that platform.
Yeah.
I like the way that the message threads can be personalized, so that when I think it mostly goes hand in hand with events, so maybe that's doubling down on the events thing. But I just like the way that you can have, like, I have a thread with you, Greg, exclusively.
Yeah.
And then I have a thread with you and Holly.
Yeah.
And then I have a thread I'm pretty sure I have a thread with you and Ashlyn, probably not show related. And then I have a thread with just like, and I've messaged you separately, and I message you all the time, Holly, when it's like I'm here to be picked up from work or
Our
whatever.
messages are very loving.
very boring.
Yeah.
They're like, here. And then the next day, I'm coming,
Yeah. And then the next day, it's like,
Here.
hey, I'm here.
coming. And they used to,
It used to
7
be-
years ago when we were just dating, they used to be like, oh, I love you.
Yeah.
I missed you today. Oh, I heard this thing and I thought of you. And now they're
And now we
here.
can say that in person, so we don't need the app to do that.
Ugh.
But we also don't use texting for that anymore, which we used to do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah, no,
so
I
we
just
don't-
like
You
I
like
just
the messaging side
I just
of
like
it.
how you can have all of these compartmentalized threads,
Yeah.
because I like the organization of that, and I can search for messages that I've sent so that I can follow up on the same threads, because I don't like starting a million new threads with a million new people, or messaging a thread that doesn't make any sense to be messaging about something that only Greg and I care about.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that organization.
I also like Facebook Messenger, and if I'm going to be like super specific about one odd thing that I like, I
The
like
reactions.
that on Facebook Messenger, yes, you can do reactions to a post, and it doesn't frickin' send every single person on the thread a
yes.
notification. It just sends the person who receives the reaction a
Yes.
notification.
Really?
I'm on a group, like an iMessage thread,
Yeah.
with, I was 10 plus people.
Okay.
And if you like a post, everyone in the group gets
Gets
a
notified.
notification that you liked the post.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
it's
no.
very annoying because somebody posts something and then you get 9 more notifications of everybody going down the line and liking the
That's
post.
excessive.
Yeah, it is. It truly
It's too
is.
much.
So I appreciate the Facebook figured that one out.
Yeah.
Text messages do that kind of thing when you're texting somebody from an iPhone. I sent somebody, great, thanks, I'll confirm by the end of the day, and I got a text back that said,
Yeah.
so-and-so liked, great, thanks, I'll confirm by the end of the day.
exactly.
today."
What's hilarious is I'm in a group chat with Ashlyn's like parents and Ashlyn together, and they all have iPhones. I have Android, and so while they get that text thing, I actually, when I open up the app, I can see the thumbs up on the message.
But I can't
Yeah.
because there's an
And they
Android
can't.
somewhere in the message.
Because that's an Android feature to be able to translate that text into an actual visual image.
Interesting.
Whereas iPhone hasn't quite caught up to that
it
yet.
only does that on iMessage.
on iMessage.
Yeah.
They're holding out
So,
for the Pro.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
But
You have some exciting news?
Oh, my person that I'm selling my latest box of jars to is on their way.
Great.
there we go.
Perfect timing.
Isn't that perfect?
that is perfect.
Look at Facebook being functional.
Yeah.
Facebook.
In the middle of the episode.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
at the end of the episode. Perfect.
But yeah, in terms of what I really appreciate about Facebook is that it's an easy way to contact somebody who you don't have their phone number or
Yeah.
email or anything.
That's true.
That's non-invasive. You can literally they're not even in the room. Search them up on Facebook, find them, add them as a friend. They get a notification, they add you, and you can send them a message.
Yeah.
So it's a lot
Casual.
more casual. Yeah.
That's fair.
So,
Yeah.
and I also like the reply to, where you can like pick the specific message that you want to
Yeah.
reference.
that's quite nice.
That is another
And,
feature that I like about the messages. Yeah.
But
good.
it's mostly all Messenger. Like we
Yes.
all like
Yeah.
Messenger.
It is mostly
We
Messenger
don't
things.
like Facebook
Well, because we're not that way.
Yeah.
that
so,
way.
We're more about like connecting with people as opposed to I
And
do
that's-
like posting and tagging people in posts.
And that's
but-
why we want to connect with you, the listener. So feel free to tell us what are your favorite Facebook
add us on
features.
Facebook.
Add us on Facebook. You can find us, the Housebound Podcast, on Facebook. We have a page there. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter.
If you can figure out a way to like poke
Podbean.
us, you just win.
What do they win?
They win.
Okay.
They win.
I would prefer not to be poked in real life.
Yeah. But yeah, so feel free to drop us a line. Let us know what your feelings on Facebook are, or what you want us to talk about in the next episode, about the more serious side of Facebook.
So without further ado, here's our outro music.
Very impressed.